So there's been a lot of interest recently in hobby greenhouses, mainly because people are becoming older generation, baby boomers retiring, and more recently because of the pandemic. So people are looking at ways maybe they can reconnect with nature, maybe do some of their own gardening at their homes. Hobby greenhouses are a great opportunity for them to explore that, extend the season, and have some personal enjoyment outside of their home. There are different ways that a person could go about doing a hobby greenhouse. You could do a really inexpensive model that would maybe extend the season into the fall and into the spring. But if you wanted to go on and grow plants throughout the entire year, then you would need to invest a bit more in having a greenhouse that would have good insulative qualities, high light transmission, and having some heating as well as cooling. There's different types of greenhouse coverings that you could have. The least expensive would be the type that would have like a polyethylene covering over a simple frame. But this particular greenhouse that I made here so that I could use it year-round is covered with both glass and acrylic. And it is insulated, so it's double glass, and it does have double acrylic. We do have heating in here. This greenhouse is fairly small. It's 12 feet by 18 feet, which is plenty sizable in order to do quite a bit of different things. But you also want to remember that you are going to be heating the greenhouse during the winter time, so we don't want to have excessive amount of size unless we're prepared to pay for that. So this particular greenhouse has a propane furnace, probably more efficient to run than an electric furnace because you'd have to have a large electrical circuit to provide for this particular house. We have a little bit of electricity in here, and I have a time clock that's set up. Because you have to remember, in particular in our region in Nebraska, our day lengths get very short during the winter time. So I have some LED lighting in there so we can start some plants and do some photoregulatory things, so I can get some poinsettias or chrysanthemums, or regulate maybe even African marigolds on when they're going to bloom. So this particular greenhouse is a hobby. It's a bit of mental respite for me. So we're at the end of our season, so it's summertime. Right now I have some really neat tropical plants in there. I'll be transitioning here in August, so I'm going to put my hydroponics. I have a little hydroponic system, and I'll be growing lettuce and some tomatoes in there. The coolest thing ever is the fresh herbs. We just love having bruschetta. And so I have both tomatoes and I'll have basil in there, so that's pretty cool. Then I just kind of dink around in the coldest part of the winter because I have to keep the temperature really low. Otherwise, we're spending a lot of money on fuel. But around the first of the year, we'll start pansies and some of the really cool flowering crops that you'd like to have early season, and then do a lot of bedding plants and hanging baskets. I don't sell the plants that are out of here. I thought about selling them, but honestly, I just love giving the plants away. I've given them to some of my neighbors. I have a large family, and then my mom lives in a retirement complex, so I'm always taking stuff over for them. So it's just a great opportunity to meet up with other people and just have something to do for yourself.